So, okay, Kim Kardashian just came to India, right? To attend a wedding.
I don't know.
It took me almost 30 years to learn, and you want me to speak in 3 minutes?
Right. This video is more important for me rather than attending this
Wedding,
Anant Ambani's
yeah.
wedding, because this is never-ending wedding. For 6-7 months, I have been hearing about this wedding.
Yeah.
Whatever they are doing, whether they are criminal, they are saint, they are sane, insane, they have got this adrenaline rush, they ought to communicate effectively.
Yeah. Let me ask you a question. If there was no school, no college, no formal settings for education,
Wow. World could have been so much better.
yeah, that's where I'm reaching to.
Okay.
So if there was no school, no college, no formal settings for education, however, what is that one skill set which would be required to be successful and to really rule the 99.9% population of the world? What do you think?
One skill. The skill that's going to take us to places. The skill God wants us to improve, or the goddess, or the gods, or the almighty, or the universe. That skill is skill of communication.
The ability to communicate effectively,
Right.
because that's what we were when we didn't have all these formal settings.
Exactly.
Okay, and why do you think so?
Because if somehow we develop this ability to communicate effectively, oh my God, it feels like a superpower. Don't
Yeah?
you watch those superhero movies like where there is what are their names? Hulk, there is Iron Man, there is Captain America, right? Just because of this one
There's
skill.
Krish.
There's Krish, yes.
Shaktiman.
Shaktiman, yes. Exactly.
Yeah.
In fact, there is one more guy. I've forgotten the name of.
Rocky?
No.
I mean, Rocky Balboa.
No, Rocky Saggoo, yes. So
Yeah.
he's on the top, Rocky Saggoo, right?
Yeah.
So there's one Bhojpuri guy as well, but okay, we can discuss about him later.
Okay, got it.
So, because if somehow we can communicate effectively, we can convince, cajole, influence, inspire,
Manipulate.
manipulate,
Or stop getting manipulated.
or stop getting manipulated, or we can grab maximum attention. We can actually do whatever we want to do.
And that's what I believe most movers and shakers of the world have done so
Right.
far, right? With their ability of communication.
100%.
Okay, and we can also go back to Krishna's time. Even Krishna did exactly the same. He played more with the words than he played with all the instruments that he had.
Fantastic communicator and psychologist.
I mean, communication induced with a bit of psychological understanding
Exactly.
is the superpower for anybody in today's time, in the modern time. You can literally change the world into heaven.
Right.
Or you can make the heaven into, I don't know, patal.
Yes,
If you can just
Patalok.
communicate. Oh, yeah.
That's how we hail Krishna. Hail Krishna.
Hail Mugambo?
No.
Or like that? Okay.
Yeah, Hail Mugambo was copied from Hail Krishna. Krishna is considered almighty for sure.
Yeah, so your ability to communicate with a tint of psychological understanding is a superpower. So your ability to align your goal and connect with other is the ultimate superpower in this modern time, which can give you the wings to fly in the sky of opportunity and freedom and so much of wealth.
The question comes, you're absolutely right. That can give you wings to fly. You can reach wherever you want to reach. As Elon Musk is claiming that we are going to colonize Mars, yeah, eventually we humans, I believe, will be able to do that. So what do you think? How can we develop that level of communication? What is your take on this? Or what have you read about it? How do you practice? What's your experience? Talk about everything.
Everything.
Everything
It
for
took
free.
It took me almost 30 years to learn, and you want me to speak in 3 minutes?
Right.
Yeah.
Don't you remember that famous incident of Pablo Picasso?
Oh, I do.
Where he drew this sketch in 30 seconds.
And he asked for
He asked for
millions.
millions of dollars, $1 million maybe?
Yeah.
And lady said, Mr. Picasso, it took you 30
does that really
seconds.
mean?
He said, well, it took me 30 years to draw in 30 seconds. You can do the same. 30 years in 30 minutes. New Picasso.
Check.
Coffee is there.
I'm looking for the check.
Check, yes.
Yeah, 1 million.
Yes, 1 million for sure.
Yeah, 10 million I was supposed to. Why did I speak 1 million? Oh my goodness. Okay, so it's interesting
Yeah,
that
yeah.
you mentioned the name of Elon Musk, you know. Now, here is the thing. Okay, difference between an ordinary individual and an extraordinary individual like Elon Musk. You know what is the difference? Now, an ordinary man would think, or woman would think, that the day I become extraordinary communicator, the day I become really outstanding at conveying my ideas and persuading people, is
Right.
the day I'm gonna change the world, is the day I'm gonna go out in public, is the day that I'm gonna tell the world I have got something really, really amazing with me. But on the other hand, an extraordinary man like Elon Musk, if you do observe his communication 10 years prior to now, and now you'll find a huge difference in his ability to articulate his thought and manipulate or maybe convince and persuade the
He's a
world.
better manipulator now.
Exactly, that's my point.
Right.
So, an extraordinary individual would use communication as a weapon and will, you know, eventually with time will nurture one ability: how to persuade better and better every passing day.
Right.
So, I think this is how everybody should begin.
Right.
Begin small, like talk first and think about it. Oh my God, did I even make sense? And then maybe moving
Most of
forward.
the people don't.
Yes, yes, because they don't wanna go out and speak and make fool out of themselves.
Right.
But men like Elon Musk is like, oh, you better watch me making fool of myself, because next day and next day you will forget how I spoke 10 years ago. What all you're gonna remember is how I speak today. And I tell you that, well, very soon we're gonna have colony on Mars. You're gonna buy that, and you'll forget when I was standing on, you know, the stage and presenting, like, I believe the Tesla truck, and then I was fumbling to the core of my soul. I was not knowing what the next word is coming out of my mouth. You won't even remember that.
Right.
This is how the whole process should be.
Right.
Begin small, start talking, make fool of yourself, get embarrassed, speak magazine ko magnes on magnes ko magazine, make chemistry book and book chemistry,
Right.
vice versa. But then go ahead and laugh it off. I mean, later on, laugh
Laugh
it
it
off.
off, yes.
And so, yeah, we can learn a thing or two from people like Elon Musk. If not how to build rocket, at least how to communicate and how to master the art of communication.
You said big and small.
Yeah.
How to begin. Like most of the people, they ask us a question. Okay, we gotta start. We gotta begin. But how to do that?
How did you do that? Because I'm sure I'm going to have a very, very fine story to hear right now.
No, it's not a fine story.
Yeah.
Same old story. I was born in typical Sikh Punjabi family, and I love Punjabi language. So
Your
there
mom
was
is going to watch this video. Stop calling
yes.
it typical.
No, typical means traditional, I should say. So I love Punjabi. We speak Punjabi at home, but there was just one challenge. I was in government school, so there was no English atmosphere. Although English is just a language,
Yeah.
and our first language is always beautiful. So English as, I believe, a third language, because second language
Is
I was
Hindi,
speaking Hindi. So English is a third language. It was getting difficult for me. So I just simply thought, okay, pay attention. Pay attention. Because energy flows where attention goes. And that's how I started improving. I'm still trying my best. I'm still learning. I want to listen to people. I ask, I pay attention, I listen. And I practice my storytelling a lot.
Yeah, I do.
I
know.
love stories. You know, I believe storytelling has been a game changer for me. Two things. I'm a very good listener. I shouldn't be complimenting myself. I'm a better listener.
Let me do that.
I'm a
You
better
are-
listener.
You are an active listener who does pay attention to and who's going to say otherwise, but even, after paying attention to.
Right, and I practice storytelling a lot.
Yeah.
So that, long story short, what about you? Because people are watching so many videos on YouTube. That's how you're supposed to pronounce. This is how you translate. This is how you communicate. Show confidence. Go out. Talk to people. Blah 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 blah. There are thousands and thousands of advices, including ours.
Yeah.
Right. But still, most of the people, they are not able to improve. Why?
First, they lack awareness. Second, as you said, deliberate practice. They don't make an effort to do deliberate practice.
Right.
And third, they don't stand on that wall long enough.
Right.
right? These are three major reasons. Awareness, as in like people have forgotten the fact that your ability to communicate has nothing to do with how many languages you know.
Right.
You could be fantastic at 5-7 different languages. You could be a polyglot,
Right.
and you could have verbal diarrhea in every language
Right.
without making sense out of it.
Right.
Right? So that's the one thing. Do you know in any language how to communicate effectively? Have you ever had people saying, wow, you changed my thought? Have you ever had people complimenting the way you explained it now? It's so outstanding. That's called communication skills, not getting verbal diarrhea on national television.
I agree. And adding on to it, I think, as you have mentioned, so whatever the language we are speaking, like I speak Punjabi with my friends, relatives at home, right? So I think that I have to be a better Punjabi speaker, right? Because if you cannot communicate, if you're not a good communicator in your own language, now people, let's say they speak Hindi, right? So they are not effective communicator when they speak Hindi. Most of them, they are not.
Right.
And now all of a sudden they want to be an effective English speaker.
Yeah.
This doesn't work this way.
Yeah, they're looking for some kind of shortcut because they
Right.
think knowing the language, learning the words.
Right.
So as you said, like we were talking about deliberate practice, as you said. Now, you did mention that people go on YouTube or they just pick up a book, they just find the word flashcards and all, right? And they start learning. Now, in fact, there's a book, The Word Power Made Easy, right? And I bet there must not be more than 2% people across the globe who'd use all those words that's there in the book.
Right.
But people tend to believe that if somehow I can remember all those words, I'll have better communication skills or
Right.
better language ability. Which is, I believe, the highly mistaken thought, right? So deliberate practice means knowing exactly your area of expertise, as in what you do, as in the kind of life you live, the kind of
Right.
people you meet on a daily basis, and then figuring out the vocabulary and the dictionary that you would need to make sense talking to them.
Right.
That deliberate practice is not there. It's something like this. I tell you, okay, let me tell you three words: funambulist, or maybe third.
Hippopotamonstроsis, cryptoliophobia.
Yeah, kind of, right? All these words. Now, you may think, oh, it was fun knowing, fun learning. Where are you going to use these words?
Right.
Nowhere, right?
Nowhere.
So, deliberate practice would be that, well, I have a meeting tomorrow and I mostly meet medical professionals, right? So, what are those bunch of phrases
Right.
and words which can help me articulate my thoughts better and
Right.
can help me explain my ideas better?
Right.
So, deliberate practice means first figure out what is your core area of competence. What is the subject that you talk very often to not, right? And then learn storytelling around, learn how to narrate data around
Right.
it, learn how to really make sense with your, thought without losing track of
Right.
it, right? That's when the actual training comes into picture. Once you know, okay, this is what I do. I'm a lawyer. I have to speak in Supreme Court. I have to speak in, High Court. And I speak the words like quid pro quo kind of
Right.
words, right? So I need to have the command and the ability to articulate them without losing the train of my
Right.
thoughts. That's deliberate practice. I believe that's what you were talking
I agree.
about.
I agree. Yes, because as you have rightly mentioned, so I'm not in this medical profession, right? And I'm learning all those things related to medicine or tablets or surgeries. What's the point? So understand your domain, where you're going to communicate most of the time.
Right.
Improve yourself accordingly. Keep improving. Break the threshold and keep on improving.
Yes, and the third important thing was about, today's time belongs to the people who believe in side hustle, so
Right.
to say, right?
Side hustle.
Side hustle. Everybody talks about,
Edupreneur, passionpreneur,
I mean,
communicationpreneur,
let's not get down that road.
coffeepreneur, black coffeepreneur.
Yeah. So, no, I mean to say side hustles, right? Everybody talks about side hustles. You ought to have more than one source of income. You ought to have 3-4 different sources of income. That's when you become rich. That's when you become wealthy, and etc. etc. Let's employ this side hustle word for our self-development, for our personal development, right? So consider this. How about for another 1 year, or maybe in 2024, this whole, whatever the month we have left, consider your side hustle is to work upon your ability to articulate effectively.
Right.
By the way, this side hustle can multiply and compound your ability to earn way better than actually having all those names that he just suggested.
Right.
of having another source of income.
So what people do, they have the entire ocean in front of them, right? The main hustle. They have their entire ocean. They don't see there, oh, somebody has told me about side hustle. So they start digging a well, tick, 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 tick. And you have your entire ocean, just improve your ability to communicate, articulate like a god, and boom, job done.
God, more like Krishna, you mean?
Generator, operator, destroyer.
Okay,
I don't
Shiva.
know. Shiva, yes.
Okay.
And that's what your communication can do to yourself and to
Yeah.
the people.
Yes. So consider your communication is your side hustle. Why I'm saying side hustle? Also for one more reason, it doesn't have to have the entire focus of yours. It should just play along your life. Like you go to work, you come back home, you spend time with your family. Somewhere in between, your intentional approach, like deliberate, approach. That's what is going to pay you off, right?
Exactly.
That okay, it's fine, I don't have to sit and read something or maybe watch a video of how to communicate, as in like how to learn 10 different words in English, etc., etc. Rather, I mean, when you go back home, spend time with your family. When you're spending time with your family, maybe you'd like to use the language and try to communicate your feelings more than how was your day. More than that, right?
Yeah, exactly. But here's one problem. The problem is same as there's a story of a swimmer. So there's this guy, he wants to learn swimming, so he goes to a bookshop and he buys all sorts of books: how elephant swims, how shark swims, how humans swim, how anaconda swims, how dinosaurs used to swim. So he buys all sorts of books. He comes back to his home, family members look at him, oh my god, why are you carrying so many books in your hands? I'm going to read all these books and I'm going to learn swimming. They laugh. This guy locks himself up in a room for a month. He comes out, he starts boasting. Hey, today I'm going to show you how to swim. He goes to swimming pool. He again boasts. Hey, all of you, look at me, the way I'm going to swim. You'll be flabbergasted. He dies. After a few seconds, bachao, bachao, bachao. Right. A simp is crying for help. Bachao, bachao, bachao. So people, oh, who's the guy? Oh my God, he was boasting. Now he's drowning. So they somehow drag him out. They ask him, you fool, if you don't know swimming, why did you jump? He said, I've read books. So the answer is, if people want to be an articulate, they want to be a communicator, they have to go out there. They have to jump into the well. They have to find better atmosphere. Jump, indulge yourself. That's how people improve. As you have talked about certain important things, I believe people, if they imbibe, if they do deliberate practice, if they keep breaking the thresholds, if they please stop translating, right? It's a pure, sheer waste of time. Translation, right?
Right.
I think they can do good. They can do really good, because communication, if somehow people improve that, that's going to change the game.
Right.
That's the most important domain. Whether you're a plumber, you're an entrepreneur, working professional, you're doing nothing, right? You're making excuses all the time. In fact, to make convincing excuses, you have to be a better communicator.
Absolutely right.
Whatever they are doing, whether they are criminal, they are saint, they are sane, insane, they have got this adrenaline rush, they ought to communicate effectively.
Yeah. That's absolutely true.
I know you started thinking of something else, right? Okay.
No. I
Is your daughter calling?
no, my daughter is not that big.
How big is she?
She's big enough to make noise, not to call. So
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, I like this story that you just said of a swimmer. Right? I really like the story. It was really nice, lovely story to understand how really one has to put an effort.
how quick you are to respond, huh?
Yeah.
It's been a while.
Yeah. I mean, in order to be good at communication, one has to give 100% of focus and then understand first and then reciprocate. That's what was taking my time.
Right.
So yeah, I just learned something really, really important hearing that story of yours. And with that note, I believe we should leave them to peace. No?
Not so soon. No.
No, I didn't say rest in peace. I meant,
No,
yeah.
trouble shouldn't end so soon for them.
Yeah.
You see, you guys see this device, right? So it's high time that you finally start using this device for your own transformation, for your own
Oh.
improvement.
Okay.
You know, otherwise, yeah, scrolling the reels all the time, watching those stupid reels except ours. Tut, 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 tut. Everybody's dancing, everybody's singing, so many memes, there's so many stupid reels as well. Like, and when people are busy, they keep giving themselves that hit, cheap dopamine hit, tuck, 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 tuck,
Yeah,
like an
yeah.
addict. Now, simply audio and video record yourself and watch your own freaking video. Pay attention, observe, make notes, and improve. Go out
I
there,
think that
communicate with people, ask questions, and give complete attention.
yes.
Don't be that writer. Do you remember that short story of a writer?
Yes, I do remember. I must have heard that story 20,000 different times.
It's just
from
of
you.
3-4 sentences.
Yes, but you tell
So
me every single day.
there was this great writer. He was the greatest writer ever born.
Yep.
Just one thing. He never wrote any book.
Yeah, fantastic. Bravo. Good story. Why do you tell me this story every single day?
No, I was telling them, like, everybody, like you said, everybody wants to be a great communicator, but they never start.
They never start. They never consider it's a side hustle. They
Right.
never go out, make mistakes. So I think when you start making mistakes is the time when you take it seriously that, okay, I'm on to something, which is why the mistake is happening. Otherwise, I don't think there would be any mistake
Right.
unless you try something that's out of your system, out of
Right.
your reach. Yeah.
Exactly. I agree. And as you rightly mentioned, so I think now, do you want to wrap it up? Or you want to keep on talking? Because I think we should keep on talking like forever and ever, 24/7. Like,
Oh, I see. I see.
like if so many people can watch certain videos on Facebook where people are just eating food, tick, 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 and millions of people are watching. And here we are
why are you
communicating.
judging them?
I'm not judging them.
You watch
I'm
what
loving
Rangila-
them.
what Rangila
I'm saying
video?
Rangilo?
No,
Rangila.
video.
It's a good movie.
No, not movie. The guy Guddu Rangila. Whose video do you keep watching?
Gudu Rangila?
No. What is his
Gudu
name?
Pandit?
No. I'm talking about the guy who like
Who?
Chahat
Shahat Fateh Ali Khan. Ah,
Yeah.
I love him.
Yeah, so you can watch Chahat Fateh Ali Khan. They can't watch the booty.
They can. We are a democratic country.
Yeah.
It's their will. It's their right. They can watch anything. As I'm watching Chahat Fateh Ali Khan,
So
and
you want
people
them-
around me, they have made a peace with this fact.
So okay, Kim Kardashian just came to India, right, to attend a wedding.
I don't know.
Now, so she has come. So do
I
you
have
want
not been
people
invited.
to watch her.
They can watch her, but I wanted to be invited, but and perhaps I was busy, and perhaps I received an invitation. I didn't go. This video is more important for me rather than attending this
Wedding,
Anant Ambani's
yeah.
wedding, because this is never-ending wedding. For 6-7 months, I have been hearing about this wedding.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, is he
He
marrying?
wants to-
Is
no,
he
he-
marrying one girl, or like?
No, he wants to make
Is he
her-
getting married once or to one girl, or what?
to one girl only, but he
Okay.
wants to make the whole country feel actually poor, not look poor.
Whole world now is feeling poor. As you
The
said,
whole-
Kardashians
yeah.
have come now.
Not just feel poor, but look poor too. Because how many clothes can you buy? How many designers you can meet and then
Right.
keep buying clothes? And with every passing day, it's a pre-wedding, it's a pre-wedding, it's a pre-wedding.
If I had accepted the invitation, I would have played smart. I would have announced from today onwards, I'm just going to have one pair of clothes, right? Turtleneck like Steve Jobs, blue denim like Steve Jobs, and sneakers forever. That's it. Save your money, go home.
And because now it's so much now that when my eyes looking at all those clothes feels like, is it different this time? Like, or is it the same?
But having said that, I think Mukesh Ambani is an intelligent communicator.
Yeah, he always says that I don't believe in words, I believe in action. And the action that we are seeing right now is making
It's a
me
great
feel
action.
poor.
It's a great
So,
action.
yeah.
So I think now let's wind it up.
Yep.
I have to rethink whether I should be attending the wedding. Is the wedding over? Is it over?
No, don't worry. Just a mehndi ceremony or something like that.
Oh, okay. Still, they have reached till Mehndi after
Maybe
all
it's a
these months.
pre-mehndi. Maybe it's a pre-mehndi.
Pre-Mehndi? Okay, it's a pre-Mehndi.
Yeah, kind of, maybe.
Then Mehndi, then it's pre-cocktail, then pre-Sagan, then pre-engagement, then engagement, then pre.
Engagement has happened. The pre-wedding is
Okay.
happening right now.
Okay.
Maybe after wedding.
Then
also.
pre-shopping.
I just
They have
fear-
invited lakhs of people just for shopping.
No, I'm
They
saying,
go to Bilad.
I fear the day when they say it was pre-honeymoon,
Yeah.
I don't want to see that day or hear that day where there is a pre-honeymoon before the honeymoon.
Right. So I think let's leave them be.
Yeah, yeah.
So you guys have fun. I think you guys have learned something out of it, and we'll keep coming.